للمزيد ينضم إلينا من برلين الخبير في أسواق الطاقة والزميل العالمي في مركز ويلسون الدكتور توماس أدونيل. أهلا بك أستاذ توماس معنا على سكاي نيوز عربية. دعني أبدأ معك من الارتفاعات الأخيرة التي تشهدها أسعار النفط. ما الأسباب الرئيسية التي دفعت بأسعار النفط إلى هذه المستويات؟
Well, thank you for having me again on Sky News. Well, first off, it's not Ukraine, and we can talk about that more in detail. We've already had the effect of the Houthis. We already had the effect of conflict between Israel and Iran. And what this is about is something that's been going on for a long time. There's been a slow, gradual rise in the price of oil. And on the one hand, demand is coming up, but on the other hand, the Saudis and OPEC have been very actively managing the market for well over a year. Strategically in anticipation, unlike OPEC used to do in the past, where they would react after the fact. The prince now, Salman, he has this idea that he should act beforehand. So in anticipation of price going down, they've been taking oil off the market, and quite successfully. They have not spiked the price of oil, but they've brought it up, as your report said, into the high 80s, and it could very well go into the 90s. So from OPEC's point of view, this is a success. OPEC Plus has something like 6 million barrels of oil off the market. And I think that, in a situation where demand is rising this year, 6 million barrels off the market, of course the price is going to go up.
دكتور توماس، رغم أن قصف المصافي الروسية يؤثر على إيرادات روسيا بشكل أساسي، إلا أن أمريكا حثت أوكرانيا على التوقف عن هذه الهجمات. هل هذه التكلفة الاقتصادية لهذه الهجمات على الاقتصاد الأمريكي أكبر من الاقتصاد الروسي؟
No, I don't. I've written about this op-eds, several op-eds about this. The attack, I think what the Americans are saying is not really what the Americans are worried about. Just think about it. They're hitting refineries within 1,000 miles of Ukraine, okay, with 1,000 kilometers of Ukraine with drones. Now, those are refining oil. Refined products are especially diesel. Diesel is absolutely critical to the war effort, both inside the country to industry, but especially within Ukraine to the Russian forces inside Ukraine. So this is a military target, a perfectly legitimate military target, just like trying to hit ammunition factories and ammunition supply lines. What happens, though, when these are hit, it doesn't necessarily cause a higher price of oil outside in the world market. This is oil that would have stayed within Russia to be refined. If Russia can't refine it, either they shut off the taps at the well or they export it. So if anything, they'll have more oil to export, and that doesn't cause higher prices. So the American complaint is a little strange, and I think what the American complaint is about, the fact that these drones can go so far, if you look at a map, there's 3 major export terminals that Russia has, 2 in the Baltic and 1 in the Black Sea. If that they've demonstrated, they're not hitting, the Ukrainians are not hitting these export terminals, these ports, but they have demonstrated they could hit these ports. These ports export 60% of Russian oil. If they ever hit those ports, that would be devastating for Russia's profits. It would be, a big hit, a shock to the world oil economy, and I'm sure that's what the Americans are worried about. However, OPEC Plus has 6 million barrels offline. The Saudis alone have 3 million barrels offline. If the Ukrainians hit one of these ports, Primorsk in the Baltic, or Ust-Luga in the Baltic, or Novorossiysk in the eastern part of Black Sea, the Saudis could put 3 more million barrels a day online. And so I think this could be prepared for. And I think this is what the Americans are worried about, this kind of an oil shock. It would be quite dramatic for a certain period of time.
الاعتماد لكن في هذا السيناريو على النفط السعودي أو المخزون السعودي. لكن السؤال الآخر اليوم بعد قصف القنصلية الإيرانية، هل لديك قلق بأن يكون هناك رد إيراني يؤدي لحرب شاملة تشعل أسعار النفط في العالم؟ أم تعتقد أن المخاوف من رد إيران غير مبرر أو يعتبر غير منطقي؟
Okay, well, it's not illogical. Of course, people worry. But for now, I think it's priced in. There's three main geopolitical issues. What I just mentioned about Ukraine. If Ukraine did decide to go after Russian oil ports, that would be a shock, quite a shock to the global market. The other aspect is the Houthis. But the Houthis have been priced in. Big oil ships can go around the Suez Canal. It adds a little price, but the oil market can handle this. Now, in the case of Iran, it depends on how Iran retaliates. And then if, Israel here is itching for a fight. If Israel reattacked Iran in such a way that stopped the export of oil from Iran, there's 3.7 million barrels a day, actually more than 3.7 million barrels a day, coming out of Iran now. And if something between Iran and the Israelis were to take that off the market, there would be a shock. Again, there's enough oil in reserve from various countries that could be brought on, but in the interim, there'd be a shock. Also, the International Energy Agency, which is the representative of the OECD countries, each one of the OECD countries has something like 90 days of oil stocks underground in their country. So there would be a shock, but the world would probably adapt to it. And I don't think this is going to happen. I don't see a scenario where this will necessarily happen in the near future. It's just something that could happen.
الخبير في أسواق الطاقة والزميل العالمي في مركز ويلسون الدكتور توماس أودونيل، كنت معنا مباشرة من برلين. شكرا جزيلا لك على هذه المداخلة.
Thank you. Thank you.
ما بين اعتباره